Very good morning to all esteemed guests, industry leaders, FSCI board members, core committee heads, and especially the FSCI Goa chapter members. I'm Nimit Sheth, Regional Director West for FSCI. It's my privilege and honor to extend a very warm welcome to everyone who has joined us on this unique event from location across the nation to mark this moment of time. I would especially like to welcome our chief guest, Honorable Dr. Pramod Sawant, Chief Minister of Goa, special guest, Mrs. Dipali Nayak, Director, Women and Child Development, Government of Goa, our very own guest of honor, Sri Ashok Menanji, Directorate of Goa Fire Service, who is our founder, mentor, and our friend philosopher. His contribution to FSCI Goa and in life safety has been quite immense. I would also like to welcome our National President, Mr. Suresh Menon, National Secretary, Ms. Rakhi Deepak, our National Treasurer, Mr. Venkateshu, who would be installing the new incoming office bearer of FSCI Goa chapter for the financial year 2021-22. I would especially also like to welcome our past president and our international president, Mr. Pankaj Dharkar, for this. We have virtually gathered here today in presence of our esteemed guests and members to pass over the baton of FSCI Goa chapter to the new team. In these unprecedented times, FSCI has come together to help our industry members and the citizen of India through numerous methods, channels, and noble work. The Goa chapter was started by late respected Dr. P.C. Jain on 26th May 2016, and since then that has come a long way in past few years with some fascinating and noble events and programs on life safety, fire protection, security, surveillance, arena, especially under our outgoing team headed by Mr. Shekhar, Mr. Prem Nadar, and Mr. Jovinash. And I would like to thank and congratulate them all for their great leadership and commitment. Going forward, as we wade through this unprecedented, unknown pandemic times, the FSCI is proud to hand over the FSCI Goa chapter baton in the able and strong hands of incoming chapter president Dr. Jennifer Lewis, incoming chapter secretary Mr. Vinod Rodriguez, and joint secretary Mr. Sean and the team. Please give them loud applause, and I welcome them all and wish them my best wishes and support during this. Thank you all. Have a good day and Jai Hind.
Yeah, thank you, Namit. Wonderful welcome that you have given to all of us. Now, what I'll do is I'll give you all a short report on what we have done in the last couple of years of our term. That is myself, my secretary, Mr. Prem Nadar, and my additional secretary, Avanish Dwivedi, and of course our able CWC team and the FSCI members of Goa chapter. So, thank you, Suresh. Let's go to the next slide. Next slide. So, we started off our term by launching the student chapter at Goa Engineering College, Farmagudi. It was the chief guest at that function was Mr. Siddharth Kunglekar, who was the chairman of Economic Development Corporation and ex-MLA, and alumni of the same college. So that was a very special moment for all of us and for him. So the photographs show you the wonderful installation ceremony that we had. And we had 100 plus student members joining in at that particular installation ceremony. Next. Change the slide, please. And then the next program we had, that was the training program of the on fire hydrant system and design for industrial occupancies, which was very well conducted by MM Muskute, sir. Though the gentleman is a senior citizen and in spite of his age, he has such fantastic enthusiasm to and passion to give training to all of us Fsai members and non-members too. So this was a beautiful training program that we had here in Goa, which was extremely well attended, as you see on the photographs. The next one, please. This is another very interesting program that we did. Evacuation drill in Holy Cross High School, Sulim. The entire school of 400 plus students participated in this particular training and drill. This particular evacuation drill was done in collaboration, association with Directorate of Fire and Emergency Services, Goa. And it was done over a 3-day period. The initial day we gave the instructions how the drill was going to be conducted, and then we did a mock drill the next day, and the third day was the actual evacuation drill, which I must stress upon that this was done under 5 minutes, 400 plus students under 5 minutes. So it was a very, very impressive time. We are very happy with this. And apart from the drill, there was our safety educational van provided by Mr. Ashok Menon of DFES, which gave a very good presentation to the students who enjoyed learning about the safety aspects. Next slide. Next one is Rish. Now this is another program workshop that we which was done, initiated and done by the Goa student chapter of Goa Engineering College on IoT and big data and infrared thermography. Very well attended by 50 plus students, and apart from that, there was also a mock, demo of the fire safety conducted by our own DFES personnel. A good initiative by our student chapter. Very well. The next one, please. Next, Suresh. This was the town hall meeting, the first in the series of the town hall meetings held all over India. The first one was done in Goa. So it was attended by our 50 plus members. By then President Dominic, Mr. Dominic. And at that particular meeting, students of our student chapter students gave a demo of their mini projects on firefighting robot. So that was the highlight of the particular meeting. The next one, please. This is another evacuation drill that we did in the New Educational Institute School, initiated by our CWC member Arman Bankley. Again, a 3-day program, very, very well received by the school administration and the staff and the students. It was very well appreciated too. As you see in the photograph, beautiful evacuation drill that we did. Before the pandemic, that's right, yeah. So the next one. This is our highlight of our 2-year term, national seminar that we did on fire safety and security in the hospitality and the hospital sector. It was conducted at Goa Marriott. very, very well attended by 140 plus delegates, and we had wonderful wonderful people who came for presentations. Like we had DK Shami, Dr. Lalu Joseph, Tech Matthews, Ravi Kumar, Rama Krishnamachari. Then we had Rakesh Pai from Securities, Taj Krishna. Then we had V. Suresh, who's chairman of our Indian Brain Building Council, and we had V. Jagdish of UL. So it was a beautiful seminar that we had, and we had very good response from the hotel and the hospital sector. This the Some of the good things that we had was we had an impromptu question and answer sessions at the end of the seminar, and we gave away beautiful spot prizes at the end of the seminar. So it was a beautiful seminar that we had. Next one. This was a 2-day workshop on first aid, which was conducted by the Don Bosco College of Engineering student chapter in association with St. John Ambulance and FSAI Goa chapter. This particular workshop is a 2-day program, and it was an internationally recognized certification workshop. So at the end of the 2-day program, they had examination. And after the exams, the certificates were handed over to the participants. So a wonderful program that was done by our own student chapter. So good one. Next one, please. Again, another beautiful program that we did, Safety Quest 2019, a school quiz we organized in association with Arundhati Foundation from Bangalore and with help from our own BFES here in Goa. We had about 200 students from 40 schools all over Goa. We organized it so beautifully with the help of our secretary Premnada and our CWC team, and very well supported by our student chapters. And the chief guest here was Miss Neela Mohanan, who was the Secretary Education. So she was kind enough to come and preside over the function as chief guest, and she was very happy that we conducted this beautiful quiz program. And the prizes were given away by Dr. Pritish Chandra, who was then DGP Goa Police. So a beautiful program that we had, a school quiz program on safety. Next one, please. Next, Suresh. This is the installation ceremony of Don Bosco College of Engineering student chapter. The second student chapter installation that we had here in Goa. The chief guest was our own Ashok Menon, and you will see the director of Don Bosco College of Engineering, Father Kinley, and the student team. A very wonderful ceremony that we had at installation of the student chapter. The next one, please. This was another beautiful program we had, which was, what do you say, inspired and guided by Mr. Ashok Menon. We had an interaction session with director of BITS Pilani Goa. He interacted both with our members as well as the student members, and he gave very good insights into, guidance to our students, particularly our students. So that was a wonderful program attended by 80 plus members. Good program. Next one. A workshop on safety at workplace. Again, this one was in collaboration with, actually conducted by Don Bosco College of Engineering in association with FSCI and St. John Ambulance. This was done at Don Bosco College. We had the basic first aid done by the St. John Ambulance. Then we had basic safety for home and workplace presentation done by Mr. Suhas Naik, a safety consultant. And on fire safety, Mr. Ajit Kamath, our own Assistant Divisional Officer of BFES Goa, gave a very good presentation, and at the end of it, practical demo also was done there. And the thing for all the participants were school teachers and students and whoever was generally interested in the safety at workplace. So that was a very good program that we had. Next one. Workshop that was conducted by DFES, spearheaded by Dr. G.C. Mishra on a special invitation by our Ashok Menon. He came all the way to give us this particular workshop and workshop on means of aggressive and passive fire protection, NBC 2016 Part 4. A very, very good workshop conducted, and the participants were very appreciative. Like we had people coming in from Town and Country Planning Department, PWD, architects, engineers who participated. So wonderful presentation done by, workshop conducted by Dr. G.C. Mishra. So that was a good workshop that we had. Next one. Next. This is again a workshop, or what we have done, the fire evacuation drill done at Shishu Vikas High School. This was initiated by our own student chapter of the Moscow College of Engineering. Very, very well conducted, organized by in association with the DFES. The school was very happy with this particular program, and they requested to do this the next year too. But unfortunately, we couldn't do it this year much because of this coronavirus issue. Next one. Next one, Suresh. Yeah, this is on popular demand by all our FCI members. We had another training program on fire hydrants and fire sprinkler system for hotels and industries, conducted again by Mr. M.M. Busude. It was very well attended by our members, non-members, plus some student members. So 30 plus participants were there. So that was a good one program that we had. And finally, the next one. Last one. Yeah. So post March, as all of you are aware, the COVID situation. So during the COVID lockdown, we had a couple of webinars. So 2 webinars that were conducted by Mr. Pandit, Take Control of Your Financial Future, and New versus Old Income Tax Scheme, which is better. So this was the last program that we did. So thank you. So Sajid, sorry, we have our that's our final next one. That's the where we stand today as of membership status. We have about 15 corporate members, 4 FSC members, professionals 3, individuals 158, honorary members 4, students best 442, 626 total members. So that's where we stand. And thank you, everybody. Now over to Ajit. Can you hear? Can you take over, please, from here on? Ajit, come up. Yeah. In the meanwhile, Suresh, can you put Ms. Dipali's? You can speak. Just come.
Introducing you to Mrs. Dipali Dilip Naik. She studied at Rosary High School, Naveli, Margao. And since her childhood, she was very bold and truth lover. She used to play in the school and used to participate in the college teams in many competitions and has won many prizes. She was also a good sportswoman. Was playing kabaddi and kho and represented Goa in many states and has won many trophies and awards. She joined government department in 1996 as Goa Civil Service Group B Gazetted Officer. She was sales tax officer in Margao, Vasco, Ponda and headquarters in Panjim. She was as a deputy director animal husbandry, then assistant commissioner of excise, assistant commissioner of commercial taxes, deputy collector, district recovery officer, OSD to chief electoral officer, chief officer, Margao Municipal Council, director civil supplies and consumer affairs, chief officer, Margao Municipal Council, joint secretary protocol, and presently she is posted as director of women and child development with additional charge as nodal officer of SVEEP by Election Commission of India. Also, she has implemented National Urban Livelihood Mission Scheme and 720 women have been trained under the said scheme. She has been felicitated by various government and non-government organizations for her best services rendered to the society. Her aim is to create awareness, impart training, and make the women in society financially and mentally sound with all the knowledge about their rights and legal provisions under which their rights are protected. May I now request Mrs. Dipali Naik, Director, Women and Child Development, Department of Goa, to kindly address.
Hello. Good morning. We are here for the installation of. Hello. Can you hear me all?
Yeah, we can hear you, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Hello.
We can hear you.
Yeah. You are audible. Please Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We are gathered here for this auspicious function of installation of Goa chapter of office bearers. I would like to thank for giving me this opportunity and esteemed guests present here and this national level also Goa Fire and Security Association of India members. Our chief, first of all, I would like to say that our chief minister Pramod Sawantji, I couldn't see him here as logged in. I think he will be later joining. Then Suresh Menon sir, National President, Ashok Menon sir, Director, other esteemed dignitaries who are present here. I have been looking into that presentation and I have seen that wonderful job done by our Goa chapter for last 10 years. And ongoing, the president who has shown a very good initiative taken and which has helped many students in this. I have been interacting with Menon sir for last 5-6 years, and they have organized many programs for our esteemed organizations. As a municipal council CEO, we had taken up this issue for all the women in the city to have a safety in while cooking, while handling the some fire these matters, and it has helped even in colleges. And as a disaster management CEO in Collectorate South as additional collector, he was a main, his team was a main person who means in the forefront to help us to curb the losses and reduce this and cautiousness and save the losses to many extent. In the many events we have worked together, and I really know very happy to know that now Goa chapter has been given to a wonderful lady who is Jennifer this and Levis ma'am, Kamath ma'am, and I really appreciate her efforts and this. And I, as a GCCI chairperson, I had been interacting with her. I was a member secretary for that. I had been working with her. She has done wonderful work, and I think it's a bright future for our and bright initiative for our Goa chapter. And I would like to say hats off to Madam Jennifer Lewis, and I would like to associate with her to have many programs which will be chalked out in a very nice way, because we have yeah, because we have 1262 Anganwadi workers, wherein we have each Anganwadis, we have two helper and worker working there, and they are been working in the field in grassroots level. We can take coverage of this program in all the grassroots level, wherein they will go house to house, and we will have many such programs which they had already carried out in schools and colleges also. And I support, I extend my full support to Madam and Fsai Goa chapter, and even in national level, if anything can be done from my side, I'll be always helpful. And I once again thank all the team who are esteemed guests and who are on this webinar to exchange their thoughts and experiences which they have taken experienced during this period. I really say welcome to the new installed team, and also thank gratitude to the person who are ongoing, will be handing over the charge of Fsai Goa chapter. And I wish all the best to all the team, national level and even Goa chapter. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Yeah. Uh, our Honorable CM, Dr. Pramod Sawantji has just joined us in. Welcome, sir. Welcome to our installation ceremony of Goa chapter's leadership team. Dr. Pramod Sawant is not new to us. He's been particularly, I'm talking in relation with FSCI. He has been supporting FSCI from the day FSCI was launched here in Goa. He's been great supporter of FSCI, and I have wonderful memories because when we were installed, we were fortunate to be installed by our own Dr. Pramod Sawantji. He was then not chief minister, but he was the speaker at that time. So since then, he's always been very supportive to all the programs and the workshops that we've been doing under FSCI. So thank you, sir. Welcome. Yeah. Now I would like to introduce our own Mr. Ashok Menon, Director of Fire and Director of Fire Services. Mr. Ashok Menon, all of you all are aware of him. He's a well-known personality in this particular field. I don't have to go into details, but for the people who don't know, he is man in the forefront, right in the front, whenever there's any emergency issues, whether it is to do with fire or with any other emergency here in Goa. He and his team have always been at the forefront and proactive. So Mr. Menon, who was the main person who actually gave birth to FSCI Goa here in Goa, and because of his efforts, that the Goa chapter of FSCI has started here in Goa, and he's our backbone for FSCI and for DFES. So I welcome Mr. Ashok Menon to this program, and I request him to say in this speech. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Honorable Chief Minister of Goa, Dr. Pramod Sawantji, National President Suresh Menon-ji, International President Pankaj Darkar-ji, Shri Nimit Sheth, Regional Director, our founder president, Shri Rajkumar Kamatji, our outgoing president, Shri Shekhar, incoming president, Dr. Jennifer Lewis, all dignitaries present on this online installation ceremony, our CWC members, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, our special guest for today, Mrs. Deepali Naik, Directorate of Social Women and Child. The FSI is a non-profit organization representing conglomerate practicing in the field of fire protection, safety and security. The FSI has grown as the largest society in India with 8,500 members with 24 chapters across India. FSI Go chapter is the 13th chapter which was founded in 2016. And today we have 175 members and 442 student members. FSI is a force to reckon with to make it Surakshit Bharat. FSI is actively engaged and fostered in spreading the saving life message and inculcating the proactive mindset in the general public about fire and life safety and security. The Fire and Safety Association of India Goa chapter is crossing another milestone today with the installation of its third president and the first woman president, Dr. Jennifer Lewis Kamat, and its team of CWC members. As someone who has followed the growth of the organization across the nation and also its slow but sure growth in Goa, and in my capacity as advisor of the Goa chapter, it gives me a sense of satisfaction that this NGO professional body of fire professionals, security experts, and industrial automation experts have been able to generate adequate awareness about the need of these services in economy of a country. Gone are the days when industries owners used to claim that they do not need fire protection measures because they have insurance to take care of any potential loss. Worldwide, no insurance will provide risk cover today to a hazardous occupancy unless they are satisfied that the owner has taken reasonable care to ensure fire safety of the premises. Similarly, the petroleum industry, harbors, shipping companies, all are more aware today for the need of fire safety, life safety, and security. Going further, the FSA has been championing the cause of building automation. India's urban built environment has been growing vertically at a rapid pace. Automation of the systems installed in high-rise and super high-rise buildings so that any crisis inside buildings do not lead to unacceptable loss of life and property. Goa is also not lagging behind the metro in the place of rapid urbanization. I would like to cite the following main achievements of FSAI under the leadership of Mr. Shekhar. He created 2 student chapters of Goa Engineering College and Don Bosco Engineering College of Fatorda. This was created to encourage students to make a career and fulfill human resource environment in the industry. He also conducted various seminars and want to share with the members that each one of them was wonderfully executed. At the national level, the association has collaborated with the state governments and various national bodies in developing the standards of manufacturing and installation fire safety measures, such as an MOU with the Council of Architectures, has an MOU with the United Laboratories USA, has an MOU with the National Fire Protection Association, United States of America, the Indian Electrical and Electronics Manufacturers Association, the Indian Society of Heating, Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Engineers, Associated Chambers of Commerce and Industry of India. Friends, sir, FSAI brings best global practices to this country. I urge our team, FSI Goa chapter, that we will, for the next 2 years, will dedicate ourselves to women and children's safety, and also the differently abled children who are for the need for their safety. We will, I'm sure, Dr. Jennifer will work on these lines. And with this, I wish them all the very best. And I thank our Honorable CM for taking time out and being part of our installation ceremony as well. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Jai Varikul.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to introduce our National President, Sri Suresh Menon. Sri Suresh Menon is an electronics engineer from Manipal Institute of Technology. He also holds a degree in marketing management from Jamnalal Bajaj Institute of Management Studies. He started his career in the engineering division of Relics India. Then he worked in various Tata group of companies like Forbes, Eureka Forbes, etc. His involvement in the fire and security industry goes way back to 1988. He has been associated with FSCI for long, holding on various posts: Vice Chair Branding, Marketing, Events, then Secretary FSCI Mumbai Chapter. He was a leading system integrator of fire security and building automation, and also winner of Frost and Sullivan Award. Currently, Mr. Suresh Menon is the National President of Fire and Security Association of India. I request Mr. Suresh Menon to kindly address.
Thank you, sir. Respected Chief Guest, Honorable Chief Minister of Goa, Dr. Pramod Sawant, Director of Women and Child Development, Srimati Dipali Naik, our friend, mentor, and Director of Fire and Emergency Services, Mr. Ashok Menon, our Presidential Member, Mr. Pankaj Darkar, National Secretary, Ms. Raki, National Treasurer, C. Venkatesu, Regional Director, Mr. Nimit, our former Goa Chapter President, Mr. Rajkumar Kamath, and former Secretary Ajit Kamath, our outgoing leaders from Goa, Mr. Shekhar, Mr. Prem Nagar, Mr. Avinash Dwivedi, incoming leaders, Dr. Jennifer Lewis, Vinod Rodriguez, Sean Disa, the CWC members. Good afternoon to all of you. At the outset, I must thank the Goa team for inviting me to conduct this installation of new FSA leadership in Goa. It's a proud moment for us in FSA to have with us Honorable Chief Minister Dr. Pramod Sawant. Sir, I'm happy to welcome you to this program on behalf of all FSA members from across India. Sir, we established our Goa chapter when we conducted our flagship program PACC here way back in 2016 under the able leadership of Mr. Pankaj Darkar. The then Chief Minister was kind enough to inaugurate this conference and also launch the Goa chapter. So we are extremely glad that our efforts in Goa has always got continuous support from the government, and your presence here today and support will motivate our new chapter leaders to achieve greater heights. At this juncture, I must thank Director of Fire and Emergency Services Goa, Mr. Ashok Menon, for his continuous support, guidance to FSCI and mentoring our team in Goa. I also take this opportunity to congratulate the Directorate of Fire and Emergency Services under the leadership of Mr. Menon for receiving the commendation certificate from Honorable CM this Independence Day for the dedicated service during COVID-19. FSA is a non-profit organization established in 2002 representing fire protection, life safety, security, building automation, loss prevention, risk management domains. Its basic objective is to spread awareness of life safety and security. Currently, we have 22 chapters across India. Besides seminars, expos, trainings, all of which we conduct regularly, one of our pet projects is to educate school children to handle emergencies like fire. We have covered about 4,80,000 students last year in our pursuit towards our vision Surakshit Bharat. We propose to reach out to more schools in Goa too. With the help of the local FSA leadership, we propose to conduct these programs in the coming years. Another passionate project of ours is women's safety programs. I am sure under the new chapter president, Dr. Jennifer Lewis, we will see a special drive in Goa on women's safety. This is a grassroots level program and we will need passionate support from all in Goa. Sir, we have many student chapters across India attached to the engineering colleges. We have two of them here in Goa, Goa Engineering College, Don Bosco Engineering College has student chapters of FSCI. The objective of opening the student chapters is to showcase to the next generation engineers the technology behind the fire and security engineering. The current syllabus of many engineering degrees do not cover the topics covering our field. Moreover, we are doing this with an objective of skilling the engineering graduates and giving them a choice to join our industry and help us in our march towards Surakshit Bharat. Our deliverables to students include training, site visits, opportunities to showcase their projects to the industry, publishing of articles in our technical journals, and many more. Challenges are many, sir, and we at FSA know that what we do today will change the future and make India a much safer place. Safety and security consciousness will just not happen automatically. It needs to be cultivated into our lifestyle. Former President Sri Abdul Kalam once said, you cannot change your future, but you can change your habits. And surely your habits will change your future. We need to change the way India looks at safety and security. We need to start respecting others' life, and soon India will become one of the safest nations in the world. Dear friends, now let me proceed to the most important part of today's function. I am privileged and honored to install the new leaders of your chapter. It is important to remember that FSCI is organized to advance the engineering of fire, security, and life safety with an overall goal to serve humanity and promote social awareness. Let us remember these founding principles of our association and assist those individuals charged to give us the leadership of this chapter. Before I proceed ahead, I must thank the outgoing president, Mr. Shekhar, and also the outgoing secretary, Prem Nadar, and joint secretary, Avinash Dwivedi. During their tenure, they served the chapter with great dedication and helped it grow. Thanks to you all. The accomplishment of FSA provides devoted efforts of members who contribute time and effort to the activities of the association. Many FSA members who have made substantial contribution to FSA are here. The officers and board of CWC who are about to be installed are accepting a highly important responsibility and to serve us during their ensuing term of office. However, to make the chapter an effective contributor to FSA and help in accomplishing its objectives, the chapter leadership requires coordinated effort of all members of this chapter. Participation in chapter and society activities will reward you with domain knowledge and enhance your professional growth. As members, it is your responsibility to provide your time, effort to serve and contribute to the growth of the chapter. As is true in any organized association, the authority to direct the affairs of the society is delegated to the officers and the CWC members who are elected by the members. It is my privilege to present and install these officers who are going to serve your chapter for the next 2 years. I would now like to install the chapter president. Dr. Jennifer Lewis has been one of the most active members of your chapter and may not need any introduction. However, I will fail in my duty if I don't read out her achievements. She is a PhD in civil engineering from University of Birmingham, vast experience in the field of academia and industry. She is presently the partner of Kamath Infratech, an architectural and engineering consultancy firm specializing in the green building and repair of concrete structures, promoting safe and sustainable living places. She is a member of various professional bodies, business and service organizations. I now request Dr. Jennifer Lewis to come forward. Raise your right arm as I read out the oath.
Yeah, that's
The general leadership of the chapter is entrusted to you, Dr. Jennifer Lewis. You will act as the chairman of the board of governors, act as its CEO, ex officio, and be a part of all committees of the chapter. As the chief executive of the chapter, it is your responsibility to see that policy directives of the associations are carried out. You are the one to whom members of the chapter can and will direct their criticism of the chapter policies and activities, and you must render satisfaction to all of them. Service as the chapter president of Goa carries with it a great honor, a real responsibility, and a lot of hard work. Do you, Dr. Jennifer, promise to fulfill the duties and responsibilities of your office as specified in the manual for chapter operations?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. On behalf of all the members of FSA, I am pleased to install you as Goa chapter president and present you digitally the certificate of appointment.
Thank you.
I will now proceed with the installation of chapter secretary and joint secretary. I am pleased to introduce Mr. Vinod Rodriguez as chapter secretary. He is a founding member of BNI Champions chapter and has held various positions like treasurer and vice president. He is also the founder member of FSA Goa chapter. I am also pleased to introduce another founder member of FSA Goa chapter, Mr. Sean Dessa, who is going to be the joint secretary. I now ask Mr. Vinod Rodriguez and Mr. Sean Dessa to come forward and raise their right arm. Mr. Vinod Rodriguez and Mr. Sean Dessa, it is your particular responsibility to keep due records of the meetings, attend to the correspondence, and be aid to the senior officer, that is the chapter president. Mr. Vinod Rodriguez, Mr. Dessa, do you promise to fulfill the duties of the office as specified in the manual for chapter operations?
Yes, we do.
Thank you. Congratulations. I am pleased to install you as Goa chapter secretary and joint secretary and share the certificate of appointment digitally. I would quickly like to read out the names of the new CWC members. Mr. Arman,
sorry, couldn't be. Cease.
yeah, Mr. Arman Bankley, Mr. Vasant Akshikar, Mr. Shailesh Mazumdar, Mr. Shashank Keni, Mr. Ganesh Hegade, Mr. Ashok Joshi, Mr. Ravi Dixit, Mr. Russell Falero, Mr. Anand Ramakrishna, and Mr. Avinash Trivedi. Dear CWC members, because of your demonstrated interest and activity in chapter affairs, your fellow members have elected you as the elected you to represent them as CWC members of Goa chapter. It will be your responsibility to meet as a board, to deliberate and take action on all matters that come before you. Since the CWC is the governing body of this chapter, it is our honor and a privilege to serve on it, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to this activity of the chapter and to install you as officers and the members of the CWC of Goa chapter of FSA. Congratulations. I would now like to close the installation ceremony by wishing the new team and handing over the appreciation certificate to the outgoing team digitally, and a request to Mr. Shekhar to hand over the label pins to the new leadership. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Now, I would like to request, thank you, Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Suresh Menon. I would like to request the incoming president, Dr. Jennifer Levisi Kamath, for acceptance of the as an incoming president and present the chapter plan report from her.
Chief guest for today, Honorable CM Dr. Pramod Sawant, guest of honor and keynote speaker, Director of Fire and Emergency Services, Mr. Ashok Menon, our special guest, Director of Directorate of Women and Child Development, Ms. Dipali Naik, National President, Mr. Suresh Menon, Regional Director, Mr. Nimit Seth, National Secretary, Ms. Rakhi Deepak, dignitaries from FSI National Team, Mr. Venkatesu, Mr. Pankaj Thakur, Mr. Pramod Rao, the first president of FSI Goa chapter, Mr. Rajkumar Kamath, outgoing president, Mr. Kulshekar Kantipudi, outgoing secretary, Mr. Prem Nadar, outgoing joint secretary, Mr. Avnish Dwivedi, other distinguished guests who have joined in at this installation program, my team, and dear members of FSI Goa. On behalf of my team and myself, we would like to thank the national leadership and FSI Goa, the outgoing leadership, for reposing faith in us to carry on the good work that they have been doing in the organization. Today is a memorable day for FSI Goa, and I think FSI National, when the first woman president of in Goa takes mantle of leadership of this esteemed organization. It is with great humility that I accept this privilege and formidable task. I do have big shoes to fill. Luckily for me, I have a very dynamic national president and his vast team, two very committed past presidents of FSI Goa chapter, a highly motivated Goa team, and last but not least, the founder of our chapter, Mr. Ashok Menon, without whom we would not have been able to make as much progress as we have in Goa. We are also fortunate to have with us a young and vibrant Chief Minister whose support we can always count on because he has been there for us right from the beginning. Our First Lady, Ms. Sulakshana Sawant, is also a dynamic personality, and I hope to involve her as well in our activities. I'm also able to call upon other friendships, such as with Ms. Dipali Naik, who heads the Directorate of Women and Child Development. As she has mentioned, her presence here is indicative of our seriousness of the programs to come under women empowerment and safety. Our advisor and foundation, Mr. Ashok Menon, is always bursting with ideas and so proactive in his approach, we can count on his support. I welcome the leadership and members of various other organizations who have joined us today. Mr. Devanand Patikar of ISHRE, Mr. Bharat Kamath of IGBC, these are the chairmen. Chandrasekhar Prabhu Desai of Institution of Engineers, Mr. Joseph Sequeira of Indian Concrete Institute, Mr. Olav Carvalho of Association of Consulting Civil Engineers, Architect Siddharth Naik of Indian Institute of Interior Designers, Mr. Architect Mangesh Prabhu Desai, Indian Institute of Architects, Mr. Ashok Joshi, who is also a member of committee and the chairman of Indian Plumbing Association, Mr. James Anurag, who is chairman of Electrical Contractors Association for Goa. We also hope to tie up with more organizations to join us in our mission of a Surakshit Goa and India. Unfortunately, today we could not get the DGP to join us, but he has assured us his support for future programs. Under the able leadership of Mr. Rajkumar Kamath and Mr. Kulshekar Kantipudi, we have over the years various programs such as fire safety for hotels and hospitals, Internet of Things and IBMs for pharma and industry, safe school programs, student chapter events, safety quizzes, workshops on women's safety, and Safe and Secure Goa was a well accepted and memorable event. We had also proposed a FSCI skill center at the Goa College of Engineering, wherein the students will be able to learn about safety within their college premises. We will follow up on this project and complete it. In the last term, a student chapter has also been installed at the Don Bosco College of Engineering, Patarda. The students at both these institutions inspire us with their enthusiasm and activities. We have good support to the faculty in both these institutions. We hope to have more students across Goa. During COVID times, we have been forced to work from home, study from home, and rely on social media and internet for most of our needs. This has also made online safety more relevant now than ever. One of the immediate programs we would like to have is cybersecurity to safeguard and counter the issues that crop up with being online. Some of the other areas are safety and the behavior of structures and materials before, during, and after fire. We would like to understand more what happens and share the awareness. We will continue with the programs of schools and institutes, hotels and hospitals, pharma companies, and other manufacturing units. Awareness programs, knowledge enhancement programs will be planned with partner organizations. Although these are COVID times, our members, past leadership, and new committee members, the three of us, are excited to move ahead to take challenges. I thank our Honorable Minister, the Chief Minister, Mr. Dr. Pramod Sawant, for joining us today. He has given us time, and he was happy to know that the leadership is being taken up by a woman here. I think that is a privilege for Goa as well, given this tight schedule. Thank you, Mr. Ashok Menon and Ms. Dipali Naik, for extending your support. And this is just the beginning. We have a lot of way ahead to go, giving your time and valuable inputs. I thank you all for joining us. Feel free to reach out if you think we can fulfill a need towards a safe and secure Goa. They say prevention is better than cure, but we also think precaution is better than regret, because precaution is taken as a measure to prevent something dangerous, unpleasant, and inconvenient from happening. Let us embark on the journey of educating, training, and spreading awareness for a safe and secure Surakshit Goa. Jai Goa, Jai Bharat, Jai Hind. Thanks so much.
Now we'll have a qualification of Mr. Ashok Menon, the Director of Fire and Emergency Services, who is
Excuse me, Mr. Ashok Menon is not there. He's coming, he's on the way.
it's over to
Okay, he's
Mr.
No, he's not. I'll speak first.
It's over to
Then we'll do
Mr. Kumar
the
Kamath.
petition.
Yeah. So, this is my honor and privilege to introduce a very simple, smiling, and helpful, approachable, Honorable Chief Minister of Goa, Dr. Pramod Sawant. So thank you very much for making time and coming today. A very down-to-earth personality. By profession, Dr. Pramod Sawant is a homeopathic doctor. He got into a lot of social activities since his youth days, entered into politics at a very early age, and actively involved in social activities in his constituency. In March 2012, was elected at 6th Legislative Assembly for the state of Goa, and in March 2017 was elected as the Speaker for the state of Goa. He was serving as the Speaker of Goa Assembly before being sworn in as the Chief Minister after the death of the sitting Chief Minister, then late Manohar Parrikar. Please put your hands together for our very supportive Chief Guest, Honorable Chief Minister Dr. Pramod Sawant. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, friends. For the installation of the FSSI, along with me, he is the National President of the FSSI, Mr. Suresh Menon, the National Secretary for the FSSI, Rakhi Deepak, the National Treasurer for the FSSI, Venkatesh C. The special guest for today's program is Mr. Director of the Fire and Emergency Services, Mr. Ashok Menon, and also the special invitee for today's program, Director of the Women and Child, Srimati Dipali Naik. Incoming President, Dr. Jennifer Louise Kamath, outgoing President K. Shekhar, the Founder President, Mr. Rajkumar Kamath. First of all, I'll congratulate Dr. Jennifer Kamath for the first woman president in the FSSI in the Goa chapter. Let me congratulate her by taking over as a woman president. I'm also my best wishes for entire team of Dr. Jennifer Kamath. I'm congratulating for the K. Shekhar for he has done his wonderful job for the last 1 year he has done is various activities, especially the fire safety, security in a hospital and hospitality. So various program he has organized in the last 2 years of his session. Really the wonderful job he did in the state of Goa, making the awareness about the fire safety, security at various places. Also, he had started the student chapter in the state of Goa. Congratulations, Mr. K. Shekhar and his entire team for doing the wonderful job. Also, I'm congratulating Mr. Rajkumar Kamath being the founder president of the FSSI in 2016. He had taken over as the founder president then. I also present for that. He's in inaugural of the FSSI chapter. He has taken the initiative and started the FSSI chapter in the state of Goa. And because of him only, there's so much awareness, and FSSI did so many people have joined for the FSSI and doing the various activity in the state of Goa under his leadership. Now the third installation of Dr. Jennifer Kamath is taking over. Due to the pandemic, we are on the virtual installation. If the COVID pandemic was not there, then it would be the better to congratulate her in her presence, but it is not possible due to the COVID. But anyhow, once again, I'm congratulating Dr. Jennifer. And also, it is a great opportunity to see that you are working on the Surakshit Bharat. I'm congratulating especially your national president, Mr. Suresh Menon, by taking the initiatives for the Surakshit Bharat, making the awareness of about life safety, security, and loss prevention all over the India. Our Honorable Prime Minister is talking about the Atmanirbhar Bharat, in which if we correlate both the Atmanirbhar Bharat and Surakshit Bharat, then definitely we can do wonder in our country. I think we want to take this forward. For the Surakshit Bharat, we want to work on the Atmanirbhar Bharat also, and we want to take these initiatives forward for the Surakshit Bharat. Definitely, all the member of the FSSI, all the chapter of the FSSI, all over the India, they will, those who are working towards the Surakshit Bharat, they'll take forward the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiatives of our Honorable Prime Minister also. So in this modern living, the modern changes too. As we know, the fire is the source of energy as well as is the cause of damage and destruction also. As the role of the fire safety is utmost important in the modern life, from the single dwelling until to the high rise of the building, from the schools to the industrial establishment, the fire safety is a key word. I think you all people are working towards this fire safety everywhere in the construction line, everywhere, wherever it is possible. You all people are working for this. Our fire safety personnel risk their lives to save our property, but it is our duty to reduce their risk and ensure the security for them. I'm congratulating my entire team of the Director of the Fire and Emergency. They are working for the day and night for the 24 hours. They had worked in this COVID pandemic also, along with the frontline COVID warriors, with our doctors team, our police and other people, those who are working on the frontline warrior, along with them, the fire safety people also, they have worked for the sanitizations of the various public places, various hospitals. I'm congratulating for them also. During these periods, so many people from the state of Goa in the fire and safety, they found the COVID positive also, and we are giving the best of the treatment for them, as it is our responsibility. But anyhow, going through the COVID pandemic, they are doing their duties very well. Once again, I'm congratulating Dr. Jennifer, as you have said that you already announced you are ready to organize the cyber security program in the state of Goa. We are also planning to organize such program in jointly with the government of Goa. We can organize the cyber security program in future also. The government of Goa is always ready to do the jointly program with the FSSI, as we did in earlier also. So in collaboration, we can do so much program in the fire safety, cyber security, so many programs in future we can organize for the in the industrial sector, in the education sector, so that we can work together. Once again, I'm congratulating for you to taking over as this FSCI chapter in the state of Goa. You will do wonder, I know, as I'll go through your profile. You did the very good thing in various organizations. Wherever you go in whichever organization, you are doing the wonderful job. So my best wishes for your entire team. Also, there is a good scope in FSSI. There is an in skill development. There are various job profile in this line. So definitely we'll work together to upgrade the skill, and in this line also in the fire safety and security. So in the state of Goa, always the government of Goa with the FSSI chapter. So I'm congratulating from the national president to till the Goa president for the FSSI for doing a wonderful job all over the India in the state of Goa also. Thank you for inviting me for this installation of this FSSI Goa chapter and doing this wonderful program on the online. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very, very much. And before we conclude, I would like to warmly welcome our dynamic Chief Minister, Dr. Pramod Sawant, the national and the state leaders of FSAI, and our esteemed special guests, esteemed members, and all the invitees. Thank you very much for being here. And I would like to now take pleasure in felicitating our advisor and director of fire services, Mr. Ashok Menon. Friends, Mr. Ashok Menon is an alumnus of National Fire Service College, Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of Goa. He joined Goa Fire and Emergency Services in 1986 and is presently the Director of Fire and Emergency Services. He is the recipient of President Fire Service Medal for Meritorious Service, Government of India, presented in December 2014, recipient of Chief Minister Gallantry Medal, Goa State in August 2014, recipient of Appreciation Letter and Gallantry Medal, Goa State. He is the he has gone through the National Disaster Response Force, NDRF, and there are so many appreciations to his credit and awards that we are proud and honored to have him as an advisor, and I request Honorable Chief Minister to felicitate him on this occasion. Thank you very much, sir.
I thank Honorable CM sir for felicitating me on this occasion, and also thank Honorable CM for commendation, for awarding the commendation certificate to the Directorate of Fire and Emergency Services for having undertaken the COVID-related activities. And on behalf of all the fire personnel, sir, I thank you for giving us this commendation certificate. Thank you so much.
Ashokji, I need a permission from you on behalf of entire FSAI that the day COVID issues are over, pandemics are over, the first international event which we would like to do with your blessings and Chief Minister's blessing, we will like to start from, whenever we start, we'll start from Goa, sir. You had been such a marvelous support to us. Yes. We are indeed delighted to have such good human beings in our country. We had earlier support of Pararikar Sahab, late Pararikar Sahab, and now you, such wonderful human beings. You have been sparing so much of time for good activities. So we will really be very honored to start this activity with Goa only, with a dynamic leader who is taking over on women safety and cyber security, as she has already created her roadmap. So we will need your permission to kickstart whenever, and then when the pandemic restrictions get over, we will like to start our day, new innings from Goa again, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Pankaj. You're welcome for the state of Goa for doing the various activities in the state of Goa under the FSSI.
Thank you, sir.
Very well responded.
As secretary, I would like to propose the vote of thanks. First of all, to our Chief Minister, Dr. Pramod Sawant, for taking his time off and sharing information and always supportive to us. To our special guest, Mrs. Dipali Naik, Director of Women and Child Development, to our advisor and Director of Fire and Emergency Services, Mr. Ashok Menon, for always supporting, knowledgeable, and being a guide for us. The many organization chairmen who have made time to come online, to our international president Pankaj sir, to Mr. Suresh Menon, the national president, to Mrs. Rakhi, national secretary, to Mr. Nimit Sheth, regional director, national secretariat, Renu Urvashi, and to our CWC members, and most of all to all the members of FSAI from across Goa who have kept time for us and attended. Thanks a lot. Stay safe, stay happy. Thank you very much.
चलो असा वयरा यो तो आयलो काय
That's it, right?
That's it, I think. Thank you. Bye-bye.